Moyers, who is not only a commentator but an active financial supporter of far-left causes, is using me and some other people he doesn't like to promote his program. He has repeatedly bashed me and refuses to come on The Factor to talk with me face-to-face. So our policy now is to confront these kinds of attacks, which we did last weekend when Factor producer Jesse Waters caught up with Moyers in New York City.
Why are you attacking Bill now?
I'm not attacking Bill.
Well, didn't you give an interview where you said he was part of a slime machine and trying to discredit other journalists?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You said that's a Rolling Stone.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm going to echo Jesse. Yeah, you did, Bill. Roll the tape.
The Fox News, the talk radio, the Weekly Standard, that not only mongered for war along with the administration, not only embraced the administration's policies because they were, quote, conservative, including going to war, but also mounted a slime machine to discredit any journalist who dared to stand against the official view of reality.
And Jesse then continued to interrogate Bill Moyers.
You said that Bill spews venom.
No, I didn't.
You did not say that.
I did not say that.
Well, once again, let's go to the tape.
If a journalist tried to tell the truth about the intelligence, the Hannitys and the O'Reillys and the Limbaughs and the Mike Savages would come down on them and, you know, slander them, discredit them, so that good reporting lost its power to break through because of this this avalanche of opposition and venom directed at them.
I believe I heard the word venom. Finally, Moyers got a bit frustrated with Jesse, saying this.
Bill O'Reilly does not have the courage to come on my show and answer the questions I wanted to ask him.
Not true, Bill, and you know it. We consented to the interview with Moyers, provided to be taped on the Factor set so we'd have a copy of the conversation. Not that we don't trust you, of course. Also, we asked you, Bill Moyers, come on the Factor the day after the documentary aired. It was you who said no to those terms, and we have the correspondence to prove it. Now for the top story tonight, reaction to all this. With us now in studio, Fox News analyst Marvin Kalb, who has known Moyers for years, worked with him at CBS, and is the author of the book, The Media and the War on Terrorism. And from Washington, Michelle Malkin, also a Fox News analyst. Now, Michelle, I have another, 15 minutes of tape that I could play, including the Rolling Stone interview that he gave, which, contradicts everything he told Jesse. But I think I made my point here that he either doesn't remember what he's saying or that he's being dishonest. How do you see it?
I think it's the latter. I think that's fairly obvious. Those tapes do speak for themselves, and if you have much more, I think it only underscores the point that he has unfairly benefited from this image as somebody who is a reliable, fair, and trustworthy arbiter of the truth. And I think the claim that he has made over the last several years, certainly since the invasion of Iraq, that there is somehow some sort of vendetta by the Bush administration against far left dissenters in the media is totally ridiculous, and I think that is underscored by the point that, guess what? His documentary is being shown by the Bush administration PBS, funded by public dollars this week, and yet at the same time, a former Reagan official who's also trying to get a documentary on the air that's very critical of jihad can't get his piece on the air. Whose dissent is being stifled?
Now, Professor, I resent being accused by Moyers of being in a tank for the Bush administration. My analysis was based on the best evidence I could get, as I stated. And you heard the tapes. What do you think?
I am very puzzled by
Puzzled?
The tapes. Puzzled. Because he is saying two things, clearly. But I do not believe that you use the expression Michelle does, far left. I think that's pejorative. I think it's unnecessary. You disagree with him, he disagrees with you.
Can I back up my assertion? He sits on the board of George Soros' Open Society Institute. Is there any other far left concern in the country that, come on, he sits on the board.
Bill, it's a matter of definition. You choose to use almost anything that is left of center as far left.
Is George Soros not far left?
I don't know George Soros.
You don't know whether he's far left or not?
No, I do not believe he is.
Open borders, one world government, America's the problem in the world, legalized narcotics,
Bill, that
euthanasia.
doesn't mean that Bill Moyers
He sits
is
on his
the
board.
far left. He could sit on the board. Lots of people sit on boards.
All right, I'm going to give Michelle the last word. Do you really feel that Moyers is a liar, that he's a rank liar, that the guy, you know, he's had a pretty distinguished career, would just go on and... I think he just doesn't know anymore. I think he's in a fog, Michelle.
I think that's a rather generous interpretation, Bill. I think that he is far more a propagandist than he is a neutral journalist. And if you want to talk about pejoratives, Marvin, listen to Bill Moyers over the last several years very closely. The way he talks about Fox News in particular as some uniform, right-wing, radical mouthpiece of the Bush administration, when clearly that's not true. If he watched Bill O'Reilly's program over the last several years and, you know, his views about the war, he would know that's not true. And I think it's Bill Moyers that has a projection problem, clearly.
Well, he certainly
here.
has a credibility problem.